This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.
Welcome back to the show. Laura Dunworth joining us here, the founder and author of Vitality Life online app. We're going to talk about that, her Breathe Easy book series, and all that she has to offer from one of the most beautiful cities out there, Austin, Texas. So excited to talk more about your mindfulness app and so much more. Welcome to the show. How are you?
Oh, thank you, Jill. Happy to be here and Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you as well. Thank you so much. For starters, please introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do.
Yes, yes. I am a yoga teacher, a mindfulness teacher, a breathwork teacher, sound and energy healer. And I've been on a journey of healing and growth, like we all are. And I've just decided to take my years of learning and what's worked for me and kind of put it out there to help others. My big focus really for kids and adults is helping us learn how to regulate our nervous systems. Yeah, right. That is a big one. That is a big one. And so my focus for this new year, I've really tried to kind of ease into January. After the holidays, our nervous
Yeah.
systems are kind of wound up and maybe a little shot. And so that really has been my focus lately is, sharing some tips and tools with folks on how to best regulate our nervous systems.
I love it. Thank you. And by the way, just a little of your background for people that don't know what brought you to do this and to start this type of company and app and all.
Yes, yes. Well, it's we all have moments in our lives that kind of wake us up to kind of a greater purpose or a greater knowing or even just a greater connection to ourselves. And for me, it was a personal loss of my younger brother about 25 years ago. My grief and trauma really affected my body in different ways. And I knew that I needed to be with that grief. I couldn't just gloss over it, but I also had to learn ways to heal myself. And grief, like any emotion, is really an energy. It's an energy that we hold on to, and it could be, we have
Yeah.
traumas throughout our lives, and so just learning different tools and techniques to move that energy and to really kind of find a way to come back to ourselves. And so that's really what kind of catapulted me on my journey of healing.
Beautiful. Great. Thank you so much for explaining that and sharing with us. I
Yes.
think it's important for people to know. And, you have your own story of healing, and it's amazing that, a lot of times we go through such horrific things in our lives. And unfortunately, it's going to happen to all of us, whatever that may be. But you grow, you learn from it. And not everybody really knows how to recover. So you offer like healing tools. So I'm sorry, what did you want to share for today? I should ask.
Yes.
Thank you.
Oh, no, absolutely. Well, it all ties in together, right? The healing tools. So I guess what I kind of wanted to share with listeners today is, and this is a great time of year to kind of talk about this, but many of us go into the new year with our resolutions and our intentions, and, we're going to eat better and we're going to exercise more, and all of those things are really, really good. And many of us are, we're aware of maybe the food we consume.
Yeah.
We're looking for more organic choices or hormone-free choices. We're looking for better quality of water and maybe some supplements. And all of those things are very, very important for our physical bodies. But what we may not be aware of is what we're consuming in other areas of our lives. And what I mean by that is, what are we taking in through
Okay.
our relationships? What are we taking in through our scrolling, through our music and media choices? All of these things have an effect on our nervous systems, and we don't always notice it. And what I'm trying to do for my New Year intention is to learn how to tune into my nervous system and notice what feels supportive and notice
Okay.
what doesn't feel supportive. And so I wanted to share real quickly with your listeners. One of the tools that I use is a tuning in. And so I'll get still. Maybe I put a hand on my body somewhere
Okay.
and I tune into my breath. And then I tune into maybe whatever it is that I'm faced with. Maybe it could be as simple as a show I'm choosing to watch or the news. And I tune into my body and I notice, okay, do I feel tight and constricted?
Yeah.
Or do I feel expanded and free? And so I'm the kind of person that I'm very aware of the energy all around because we are constantly absorbing and we're constantly transmitting. And so, what are we picking up and what are we putting out there? So it's an awareness. It's noticing, okay, you know what? I'm going to curate my Instagram and Facebook feeds. I'm going to unfollow the things that feel that constriction in my body. I'm going to look for things that make me feel good. I'm going to listen to music that makes my body relax. I'm going to watch shows that feel fun and interesting, or that I'm being entertained in a light way, or I'm learning something new. But I'm really going to start paying attention to what I'm consuming in other areas of my life because that
Oh,
affects us in pretty deep ways.
interesting. Aw, thank you. And you,
Yeah.
but you have this energy, this aura about you, which does I mean, it says a lot because you could just feel that you're wanting to help and you are helping people change and it's possible and you're encouraging so many.
Well, thank you, thank you. And that's where I find my greatest joy is sharing that energy with people. And sometimes it's through my voice, through meditations or workshops or classes that I do. It's definitely on my app. I have a lot of meditations that I've recorded because I just do feel like, well, we all know that life can be intense, right? And it shows up, after sometimes years of wear and tear. And I'm going to share a little story about my grandfather. My grandfather was one of those wonderful, wonderful men who
Mm-hmm.
was raised in a time of, men are supposed to be the strong and silent type. They're
Yep.
not supposed to talk about their
Of
emotions.
course, of course. Yeah.
Okay. And many men that still kind of trickles down. It is definitely changing in our current culture. But in his day, it was, we don't talk about our emotions and
No.
we don't say I love you to our loved ones. We don't express it. And what happens is that energy gets stuck in our bodies. And for him, you've probably heard of the energy centers, our chakras. Are you
Chakras.
familiar
There's
with that?
yeah, there's like seven main, but there's really hundreds or something, right? Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And science is studying these energy centers and noticing that every part of our body, every energy center actually has a different frequency that we are vibrating to. And our throat chakra is very important. And when we're feeling constricted, we oftentimes have issues with our throat. And my lovely, lovely grandfather actually passed away from throat cancer. And I found
Wow.
that so interesting because I put that together with that energy of him not being able to ever really fully express himself. And so the energy of our nervous system, I know, look at your sweet
I
face.
know, I know. It's so I know.
The energies that we take in, the tools that I teach help us to process and help
Yeah.
us to move through and help us to clear our bodies of whatever we're holding on to so tightly because most of us go through life, we're holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
And our nervous systems they're not meant to take in all of this stimulation from the media, from the scrolling. We need to take a break. We need to go outside. We need to be in nature. We need to breathe. We need to, do these practices like yoga and walking and mindfulness and breathing to help our bodies, kind of assimilate and process all those energies.
Hmm. Yeah, thank you. Oh my God. I know that, I just think about, the ones we love, the ones we lost. My mom died of lung cancer 8 years ago, but still, it's never easy. It's like loss is such a hard thing. But it's also it's beautiful. I got to spend so much time with her, like her last days up till I held her hand when she passed. So I just love that about some.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
and that is the sweetest that you made that time and you were fully present. And that is a gift. That is such a gift. You
it
know,
was.
we need to be present as much as we can, and that really ties into all of the tools. The bottom line is learning how to be present with
Yeah,
ourselves and with our loved ones, right? Because we can just fly through life and we're constantly thinking about what's next and what's tomorrow and the next day and what do we have going on, and then we completely miss today. And
so
then all of
true.
a sudden, we're kind of at the end going, what happened?
Yeah. Uh, all right,
Yeah.
Laura, what else do you have for our inspiration for us today?
Oh, goodness, goodness. Wow. Well, so yeah, definitely if you're looking for if you're looking for some intention for the new year, finding ways to be present, finding ways to nurture yourself and care for yourself. And just, using the tools of does this make me feel constricted and tight? Or does this make me feel expanded and free? And I get to choose, I get to choose. So, but I can share a little tapping exercise with you today if
Would
you're
love
interested.
that.
Okay,
Absolutely. Bring it on.
awesome,
Bring it
awesome.
on.
So, this is something that I have on my app, and it's not something that I've created, but it's really
Okay.
interesting. So, it's called Emotional Freedom Technique, EFT, and it's tapping for short.
Okay.
And it is based on the principles of acupuncture or acupressure. Have you ever had acupuncture before?
No, I have not.
Okay, but you're familiar with it,
Yes.
right? Okay, so it's using little tiny needles and different energy meridians to help the flow of energy.
Okay.
So we don't need needles for this, we only need our hands.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also are using a psychology kind of an affirmation. We kind of deepen this practice with adding some psychology. And this was actually created um, by some Stanford University professors, kind of integrating the East and
Hmm.
the Western medicine techniques. So we're going to start out, and I'll describe it because I know some folks are just listening and not watching. But if you
Yeah.
take a hand and you take your other hand and you just tap with 4 fingers on what I call the karate chop point. So it's the soft
Are we
part
able to?
of your pinky finger
Okay.
there. Yeah,
Yep.
you just
Yep.
kind of start tapping. And you think about whatever emotion it is that you're feeling. And for me, most of the time it's overwhelm. And you give it,
Ditto.
yeah, right, ditto. And you give it a number on a scale of 1 to 10 and say, like, okay, it's an 8. So even though I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's about an 8. I deeply and completely accept myself. Okay. And then we move on to the top of our head with 4 fingers on the top of your head. Same thing, even though I'm feeling overwhelmed. So, what you're doing is you're actually tuning into the emotion so that you can clear it out of your
Okay.
body. That's the presence behind
Continue.
it. Okay. And we're going to move on because I know we're going to just kind of do a shortened version, and folks can come to my app if they want more. But take 2 fingers and tap the inner corner of your eyebrow and just breathe. Even though I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's about an 8. I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Completely, deeply love and accept.
Mhm. And then we move to the side of our eye, kind of like the temple area, kind of right where the bone meets the eye socket.
Mm,
And same thing, you're focusing on their emotions. So we're not focusing on, unicorns and rainbows right now. We're focusing on feeling that overwhelm because we're tapping it out. So even though I'm
mm-hmm.
feeling that overwhelm, it's about an 8. I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Should I be repeating this out loud or does it
Yes,
matter?
out
Okay, I'm like,
loud or in your mind. No, you're doing great. So come on down underneath your eye now. So just kind of right on the top of the cheekbone. So right, yeah, there you go. So even though I'm feeling overwhelmed, and you can do one side, you can do both, you can alternate. It doesn't matter which hand. You're just focusing on that emotion, that
mm-hmm.
overwhelm, and I deeply and completely love and accept myself. We got a few more
Deeply
points and we're
love and
almost
accept
done.
myself.
So
Okay.
in between your nose and your upper lip now. So right above your
Mm-hmm.
upper lip. So you're tapping again and in your mind or out loud, even though I'm feeling that overwhelm, it's about an 8. I deeply and completely love and accept myself.
Deeply, completely love and accept myself.
Good. So underneath your lower lip now, between your lower
Mm-hmm.
lip and your chin, two fingers are tapping. Same thing. Even though I'm feeling that overwhelm, it's about an 8. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right, so 2 more points. So the next point is you make a fist, and if you were to put your hand over your heart like you're saying the Pledge of Allegiance, you just kind of tap that point with your fist or your fingers is fine. So you're just kind of tapping right there. And even though I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's about an 8. Deeply and completely love and accept myself. Good, you're doing great. One more point. Underneath your arm, so right at your midline, and I can say for the ladies, it's right where your bra strap would be.
Okay, got it.
Even though I'm feeling that overwhelm, it's about an 8. I deeply and completely love and accept myself. All right, now take a deep breath in and let it go. And then you check back in. You feel a little
Oh,
more relaxed. So you check back in. Maybe that eight's a 7, maybe it's a 6, and maybe it hasn't changed at all, but you go through it again, the same thing until you tap it down to something that feels that you can, something that feels manageable. Maybe it's a 2 or a 1 or a 0, but that is a really, really cool practice. And you are literally tapping that energy out of your body. It is a very tangible practice to
that's
move
good.
energy. Yeah, right?
Does. I feel good. I feel
Yeah.
inspired. Like, wow.
Good, good. So yeah, that's something that is on my app, and I teach that to adults and I teach that to children, and it's so great for parents that are aware of these techniques to work with their children and teach them at a young age. I wish I had known a lot of these things when my kids were younger. I try to. They're in their 20s now, my boys, and they listen, but they're not quite as malleable as they once were.
Of course, right? I get it. I get it. Aw.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, we still have more time. We still got 4 more minutes, sweetheart. I don't want to cut you short. I know we got a late start, but what else about this app do you want to share about this process, about how you're helping people? If you want to share a story, it's up to you. Go for it.
Oh, yes. Okay. Well, I'm working on a book for teens. And I'm getting there. I'm almost done. My teen book is going to have a lot of what we just talked about. Teens these days struggle with so much more
Yeah.
distraction and stress and fear of missing out and
Oh, yeah.
self-judgment and I mean, my goodness, just all of the, I hate to say it, but the selfie generation, and it's kind of like, kids these days, they have a lot more going on. So my hope is to be able to really put that support out there for them and their parents too. I mean, I really want the parents to read the book because it really affects us all. We have a lot going on, and
Yeah.
we just need to find ways to protect our nervous system, to nurture ourselves, and to move through life in a more mindful way. So I'm really excited about what I'm working on. I'm really excited about putting my offerings out there to more people, and yeah, just we're all creators. We're meant to create. We're meant to put ourselves out there in the world, and just finding a way to shine your light um, and encouraging others to shine theirs too.
Oh, beautiful. And you're a yoga teach certified yoga teacher too, right? And
Yes.
to tell me a little more about this, the quantum harmonization body practitioner and meditation teacher, could you just share how you incorporate all this together?
Yes, yes. So the quantum harmonization is a type of energy healing, and it is based on the belief system that we all have energy running through our bodies. We know that our cells are made of biophotons. We are made of light. And at the microscopic level, we are atoms and molecules moving in space. We are consciousness. And it's so I incorporate this energy
Yeah.
healing into the meditations and into my voice and into the work that I do. And then I also incorporate the different sound frequencies. I do a lot of sound healing, sound baths, and I incorporate the 432 hertz, which is a very healing frequency for the nervous system, into my classes and my recordings as well. So try to kind of hit it from all angles. And just make it a mind, body, spirit practice. You know, the yoga incorporates the movement, the meditation and the sound incorporate the nervous system support, and it all really goes hand in hand. Can't say there's really any one modality that I love more than the others. They all kind of blend for me.
Got it. All right. Thank you so much. And hopefully, our listeners will reach out, get the app, and of course, get the books. Laura, that's LaUradunworth.com. That's your full name.com. And do you want to share any other forms of contact too?
Well, if they want to hop on my website, they'll see links for my Instagram and my Facebook. I'm always posting free content there. Vitality Life Online is the name of my app. So if they want to search Vitality Life Online, or they can even search my name on the App Store and or the Google Play Store, it will pop up. And my books on Amazon: Breathe Easy, A Kid's Guide to Feeling Calm. Love to share those offerings with folks.
Great. Thank you again, Laura. You have a fantastic day, and we'll talk hopefully soon, okay?
Thanks, Jill.
This is the Global Podcast Network, where executives and professionals connect, share, and inspire. Stay tuned for the conversations that drive success.